With the incoming winter weather, we have a couple of drivers here at Channel 8 who are new to driving in the snow, and we asked you for some advice on winter driving on our Now Local News app.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma, one of your local Channel 8 news reporters. I just moved here from North Carolina where we don't see a ton of snow. Now with this winter weather advisory in place, I'd like to know a couple of tips for driving and managing the roads.
Emma did receive quite a few helpful advice from our citizen journalists, and not just from them. We're also catching up with the Nebraska State Patrol to get some more advice on navigating road conditions. Channel 8's Emma Norwood is live at the NSP headquarters. Emma, what can you tell us?
Rod, I got to speak with a state trooper about preparing for the upcoming weather, and I rode along with her as she shared her winter driving wisdom. With possible looming snow this weekend, the Nebraska State Patrol plans to have a lot of troopers on the roads.
So we're going to have lots of troopers on the road this weekend preparing for the winter weather. Lots of snow plows out, I'm assuming, de-icing the roads. But other than that, just kind of waiting for it to happen. Having never driven in the snow, I asked what drivers should prepare for to manage getting around. Because the snow is so much later in the season than what most Nebraskans are used to, NSP is reminding everyone to double-check road conditions. Trooper Madison Reynoldson tells me you can check the 511 website to plan your route before you drive. If the weather's really bad, the first thing to do is make sure it's safe to drive outside. There's times when it might be better just to stay home. But you can always check 511 online. You can check the roadways that you'll be traveling on, and it actually shows pictures and kind of the conditions that those roads are in at that time. Some of the biggest pieces of advice they want to remind you about are to leave plenty of stopping distance between yourself and others, don't drive distracted, and pay close attention to other drivers. Checking your surroundings can be vital if you begin to slide. Reynoldson also sharing what essential items you should keep in your car to prepare for times like this. I would definitely keep gloves, coats, hats, extra water, food. For sure, phone chargers. That's one thing we see is that people that get stranded, their phone dies, and that's really our only communication with them. So a phone charger, I would say an ice scraper, and that's about it. I got to ride along with Trooper Reynoldson where she told me the best thing to remember is to stay calm, accelerate slowly, and think twice before getting on the roads. The State Patrol is available if you do get stuck. If you get stranded or need help on the roadway, you can call star 55. That'll get a hold of the Nebraska State Patrol dispatchers, and they'll send a trooper your way to help. On our Now Local News app, we asked what advice you have for me and Channel 8's Jake Homan, who is also new to snow. Winona and Christopher say timing and controlling your speed are everything when it comes to driving in the snow.
Hey, Jake and Emma, Winona here. Been driving in the snow for a while. It could be scary. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It could definitely be scary. I would advise you to leave early, take your time, and leave plenty of room for other drivers.
Right. So, welcome to Lincoln. Driving advice about driving in the snow. In the snow, go slow. It took me a little bit of time to get used to driving here. Just like I said, go slow. Assume that there's going to be ice on the road. If there's snow on the road, potentially there's going to be ice hidden underneath. So take it easy.
The state troopers and our citizen journalists gave great advice for a first-time driver like me. Now, having lived in Nebraska for 20-plus years, what advice can the both of you give me about the upcoming Lincoln weather?
Well, Emma, I tell you what, I think the people that you had in your story did a great job. I would reiterate, keep the distance between you and the car ahead of you, drive more slowly, and make sure you have some tread on those tires. What about you, Rusty?
You know what? Practice. If you can find an empty parking lot somewhere, or side roads where there's nobody parked on the side of the road, practice helps. I mean, I remember as a teenage driver in western Nebraska, you had to do it. You just have to do it to understand how long it takes you to slow down on the ice and the snow, how turn into the skid.
Right.
You got to practice. So I'd get out as often as I can and try it out.
I think Emma's going to do just fine with all that advice. All right, Rusty, let's get to weather.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about here. Winter storm warning.